pretty ones.
Yeah, just hopefully that side stays wet.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Oh, we can ask them.
You're fine.
All right, it's 7 o'clock, so let's call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everybody had time to read the minutes and the bills?
Yes.
Do we have a motion to approve the minutes and the bills?
I'll make a motion.
We made a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
I've seconded. Public comment? Any board comment? Alright. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so PTSO reports.
Always the only one here every time. We donated money to BPA for them to go to nationals. We went over teen week, we did snacks every day, and then we did, during third period, we set up a bunch of yard games and had snacks and pop and video games and let the kids just kinda play, for lack of a better word, which it sounds like they all loved. And then we have teacher appreciation coming up, we talked about that a little bit. We're doing donkey basketball on May 6th, so if anybody would like to ride a donkey, Billy, I'm looking at you. You were on my list.
I would love to.
Yes. Hey. Yeah, so that'll be May 6th at 6 p.m. And pretty soon we'll be looking at ordering fireworks, which is always a process.
Do they need a place for donkeys again this year?
That is a good question. I will check with them and ask.
We
'Cause-
would be available again.
Okay, awesome. I'll write that down and email him today.
Okay, staff representative reports.
That is me. In fifth grade, we just hatched about 60% of our eggs, so we have baby chicks.
How many?
Driving us nuts.
How many?
18.
Oh.
But we did an experiment with an experiment, so it wasn't really a good experiment, but, I put some of my daughter's eggs in late, and we only got 2 of those, but we're trying to prove whether her rooster was viable, and so we talked about that a lot, what is viable, and blah, blah, blah. So, it's really, I promise. But we did learn a lot, and they've had a good time holding them, and I think, was it Jordan's class where they got so, like, they got big and wild? I was trying to think.
See, Jordy's was during COVID.
Okay, so we did that all online.
Yeah.
That's Elijah
Might have
and
been
I.
Jess's class.
So they were online for that, it wasn't yours. Anyhow, we've had fun, and then, we're doing, this is from the system. We're doing, mass testing, and the window ends the week after we come back from spring break, which could be tough to get everybody in. Sophomores finished the pre-ACT, juniors finished the ACT, and Joni got a grant for $2,500 from the Montana Masonic Foundation for the library. And I think there's a lot of things, other things going on too. If you need, Curtis said that the elementary basketball's been going good. They have had a couple practices in one game, and he has around 40 kids who are signed up to play. So, and the Read It program just finished up at the end of March, and the Optimist Club sponsored the purchase of 3 bikes as prizes for a drawing. And they drew the names last Thursday were Amelia, Keenan, and Abigail, and they'll get to go to Grizzly Hardware where they get to order the bike of their choice. High school's having a play and it'll be down in the gym next Tuesday and Wednesday in the hall.
In the community hall.
Community
It's
hall.
gonna be on
This
this
That's
Tuesday and
Tuesday.
Wednesday
This Tuesday.
at 6
I
o'clock.
shouldn't have been represented this week.
Aw.
So it's this Tuesday,
This
Wednesday.
Tuesday,
and
Wednesday at
then-
6 o'clock
Okay.
at the community hall. They're doing the Outsiders.
It's free to get in.
I think so, yes.
And Blockhead Challenge is bringing a program Bear Aware, and they'll be here, on Wednesday, because they thought that since bears are starting to come out, kids could have a refresher about how to handle situations. And I usually bring, bear spray. I don't let the kids have it, so if they bring a box, and I'll let the kids know that the parents can come and get one. The first year that they did that was like the second to last day of school, and we did it over in the park, and the guy just started handing it out, and I was like, no. Have fifth and sixth grade kids to you, because I can see all the way home. So, I usually keep it in a box somewhere, and if anybody does want one for their kids, the parent can come get it.
Do we have a student representative to report? Somebody was hiding back there. Next, any public comment for the board? Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so this is good to know.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Communications?
No, just a calendar of events.
Wow, this is just going way fast. Do we need to look at anything on the calendar of events or talk about
It's,
anything?
it's busy.
You're damn short, isn't it? AD update.
Yeah, continuing to finalize schedules for next year. I was waiting on a couple ADs to get back to me, we had a couple scheduling conflicts, they're trying to take days that they shouldn't be trying to take, so we're working through it. And then today, I was able to add the 6th track meet for junior high track, so they'll pick up their last May 12th, I got those schedules out already. So luckily, we were able to find the 6th one, I tried to get to 6. High school has about 8 plus top 8, so 6 is a good number for the junior high, so we got that done today. I think a lot of schools wait on weather to figure out if they can or can't hold meets, cause it seems like half the time they get canceled, so. Track is going really well, I believe, Caden Riddle just broke the pole vault record, the last impulsman. He got it by an inch, so I know that more records are really close. I know Jory's staying really close to her own record, and Dylan's getting pretty close at some of the running events and the relays and things like that, and a lot of top 10 finishing in meets, so getting into finals and stuff, so the track teams are doing really well. And that state looking to take quite a few. Everything keeps going as it is, and we should be able to send quite a few kids to state. Awards banquet's coming up in May 20th. Coaches are getting the orders in for that, and teachers are looking through the agenda and making any edits, so I can edit that agenda. Kathy is working on the athlete of the year stuff, and so I know she started that process this week, last week, and so she's working through that process. And other than that, all I've got is, I thought we had this done, but apparently did not. We need to approve Curtis Jansen as the elementary basketball coach for this 24-25 school year. That was one of the contracts that slipped through apparently. So I just need a recommendation, or a first and second from you guys. did say, I'd like to recommend Curtis Jansen.
I'll make a motion for Curtis Jackson to be the elementary basketball.
I'll second.
Any public comment?
Hooray for Curtis. He's
Board
awesome.
comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And then last thing, I missed that last meeting because I was sick, so I need to get a couple volunteers approved to continue to help out with high school track. And that'd be getting approval for Travis Williams and Melissa Udarian as volunteer coaches for the high school track.
We have a motion to approve Travis Williams and Melissa Udarian as volunteers to coach junior high track, or high school
High
track.
school.
I'll make a motion for Travis and Melissa.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, so
All in
I've got-
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Okay, clerk's report.
Okay, well, as you can tell, Carol's no longer here, but she is on the phone, so we're working together really well remotely, and, she's helping out a lot. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's, seems like if not weekly, daily, something new is coming up, so it's great to have her support and help, and as well as Kathy's too. And then, as we move towards the end of the year, we would like to get, approval from the board for the district clerk to pay the bills for May and June ahead of the board meetings, cause I guess, I don't have that experience, but I guess that they come in a flurry, and it's nice to just be able to pay just the regular ones, that are, like the standard ones, on time, and just get those out. I think is that right, Carol?
It helps us track the budget better, and it may or may not be in May, but it's definitely gonna be in June, where, if they're able to put them in and just keep things going, we'll be able to know where we're gonna end up, and if we need to get some money transferred from the multi-district, this year.
So we just need approval for that from the board.
And just your power bill, your sewer, those.
Yeah,
insurances.
exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary that we, yeah.
It's also like, after your June board meeting, we're going to have bills that we have to pay. So we have the authority to do that, and then we will bring it to you in July.
Right, so everything would be, laid out what was, paid for, I guess.
So do we have a motion to approve the clerk to pay regular bills in May and June?
I'll make a motion for the clerk to pay the regular bills in May and June. For May and June.
The motion,
I'll second.
Doug seconds. Do we have any public comment? Any board comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have election day.
Okay, so we are having a poll election. It's gonna take place on Tuesday, May 6th. And we have received 4 trustee applications. Merlene Lumpkin, Sarah Tam, Stevie Fairs, and Pamela G. Ingles. In addition to the $50,000 mill levy that Kathy mentioned previously. So, I give you guys handouts, and I give you 3 handouts. The first one is the, notice of annual school election. So that was already approved in a previous, board meeting, but I just had to update the information that was in there, who the trustees are, or the candidates are who are running for that trustee, position. And then also how we're going to be counting the ballots, which will be hand counting those. And then, where the election will be, what time it will be, and then where, voters can come pick up a ballot, absentee ballot, if they don't get theirs or lose theirs or make a mistake,
however. And then also, the accessibility designation, just saying that, the Lincoln Library is accessible, so that was the update there. And then the second one is a notice of information concerning voting systems. So this really is just kind of tells you what the voting, because we're gonna have the express vote machine, and that is for people who have disabilities that need help voting. And, and these are instructions on how that machine works. So that machine will be available for voters on that election day. And then the third one is, after we receive all of the candidate applications, we have to certify the election. And so that, it's just the district clerk certifying what's gonna be on the ballot. And so I gave you guys a sample ballot of what, of the people who are running, and then, that new.
When you said the Lincoln Library, you mean the Lincoln School Library?
Yes,
right?
sorry,
Okay.
yes, thank
No,
you.
I was just making sure it didn't change on me, and I didn't know.
Right, yeah, no, thank you for that clarification. And then, so we have, with, the ballot certification, we have placed the order for the ballots that have been approved, and I'll pick those up tomorrow from Helena. And then we'll start stuffing the absentee ballots, the next several days. So we have to mail them out between the 16th and the 21st, so they can go out anytime between those dates. And I've already coordinated with Zach at the post office, when, I can get them there last, and so he's on board with that.
And how many ballots?
Well, so we have 1,024 registered voters currently in Lincoln School District, and 936 are absentee. So I think that in the future, we'll probably just have maybe a mail-only election, but that's something we can talk about in the future.
936 out of the 1,000?
Out of the 1,024 absentee voters, yeah. So we'll be stuffing a lot of envelopes this next, few days after getting that.
Is it always that?
Well, Carol remembers it being like in the 200 or 300s, right?
I think there's more now.
Past elections,
Yeah,
I think by the time I left, it was maybe up to 400, and I was leaning towards an all-mail ballot election. But I had no idea there was 936, or we would have just caught a mail ballot election.
well, yeah, but some people like to come in and vote too, so, it's fine.
Yep.
So it'll be good. And it's happening the same day as the, donkey basketball, so maybe we'll get a lot of voters in. And then, let's see. Oh, and then, okay, the next thing is the fiscal 2024 audit findings corrective action plan was accepted by the Department of Administration, so thanks to Carol for all our hard work and dedication on that. I know that, was a tough one. And then, for the summer, we, applied for the summer food service program, and, we were approved for that. And, so I'll be coordinating with Kathy and Carol and Alyssa and Michelle on getting that set up for the summer. And so what that means is that because we have a certain percentage of children in the poverty level, that we qualify for this program. So, over the summer, there's gonna be 6 Wednesdays where kids 18 and younger, not including infants, can come pick up a meal just on Wednesdays for 4 full days. So, like on a Wednesday, they can get 4 days worth of meals. So that'll be great. So we're gonna be coordinating that and getting that set up in place. And then the last topic is that we're gonna be renewing our healthcare through MUST. And I think that there was talk about the state taking over, is that right, Kathy? But that, they're not ready to do that, so we're gonna stay with MUST one more year, it sounds like. And, so there is an increase, and it was originally, brought to us at 9%. But, Carol and Kathy work with, Dick Gagliardi, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to work with MUST and reduce it 2%. but we had to go from 5 plans down to 4. And so, we currently have 3 low deductible plans and then 2 high deductible plans, but then we're now going to 2 of each. And the one plan that we're no longer gonna have, only 1 employee is on that plan, so, which is good. And then, when we move her off that plan, she'll be in an even better plan with the current ones we have. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Okay, good. This is all new to me. Anyway, so that's great. So we're able to reduce that, even though it's a higher increase than it has been in the past, we're able to reduce it by that 2% from 9 to 7. So it's, good. And then we are going to have open enrollment on May 12th and 13th. And then we'll work with the 1 employee to get them off the healthcare plan onto the new one. And then still continuing to go through employee files to make sure that everything is up to date and things aren't missing. So that's my update.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Any questions?
Anything else? Okay, superintendent report.
Okay, it's, continues to stay busy with activities and meetings. And we've been watching the legislature to see how any of the education-related bills come out of the session. So that session is slated to end the end of this month, but they may have a extension on it, so we're waiting to find out that. I've been working with the BLT on the handbooks. So far, we've made it through the elementary handbook, and we'll start working on the 7-12 and the staff handbooks next. We won't finish them up till the end of the school year because we're waiting for our test data from this year to help set our goals. We have 11 students enrolled in driver's education. We had a good turnout for parent-teacher conferences, and we'd like to thank PTSO for the dinner and for Optimist Club for serving it. And also to the PTSO, very positive on Teen Week and the activities and the treats. And the week after, the kids were looking for treats again. So it was a big hit.
Where's the leftovers?
Yes, and they had a blast with all the games. So, and then, like it's been said, I scheduled donkey basketball without looking forward on the calendar, and it is the elections, and so maybe it will bring more people in to vote that day. So we'll go with that. Then I'll be asking the board to meet with the union after our break, Easter break here, to discuss the STARS Act and look at what we can do with that. We can just do an MOU with them. If the bill passes, this is what we would do. We're working on language on that, and so be getting with the board. I think Julia and Brenna are doing that, right? So I'll be in touch with you guys, and we'll figure out with the union what days we can meet. And then last, I'd really like to thank Scott and Doug for your time and your service to the Lincoln School District. It's very much appreciated, so thank you.
Next is.
Oops, I still have a couple more.
Yeah.
I would just like to ask for the approval to advertise positions as they come open. In the board.
I think that'll make life easier, wouldn't it? So, do we have a motion to approve Kathy to advertise positions as they become open?
I'll make a motion.
Seconded.
Okay, public comment. Do we need to do that, or?
Oh, yes, okay, sorry, I was going, oh.
I have a question. What, without having a newspaper here in town, what are the plans to educate the public about the mill levy?
We have it at, we have notices over at the library, at the Veterans Center. We have it in the newsletter that just went out. I had copies hung at the post office. When I went there Thursday, they were gone again, so I had Darcy hang up another one again today. And just trying to get the message out. And it's really hard without a newspaper. So, right now, the students have put together the school newsletter, put the article in there, and that's disseminated around town. So trying to reach as many as we can.
And then I plan to, that notice of election, plan to add it to the Facebook web, or site. I think that would be helpful. And,
I think we did put it on the Facebook.
and on the website, yeah.
And the website.
Do you think it's worth doing a mailer? Everybody is one of those, box stuffers.
Last time I talked to Zach, they made a new rule and you had to get like $1,000 postage fee to be able to do those anymore. And so, that's when we came up with just doing the school newspaper and setting it up around town. It was cheaper to do it that way.
If you think it would make a difference, or maybe can you legally put that in with the ballot, if you mail it out in the absentee ballot? Can you legally put the
That's a good
information
No,
in?
well, no, I think, because you're promoting it, so you can't really, so
Right.
me as a clerk, I thought that I'd be able to, come in and say, oh yeah, you guys gotta, do this or not, because I can't promote it in the position that I am in, I can't.
Remain neutral.
Exactly, yeah. So people that are not in this position or involved with the school can, so it's just, there's certain rules that you have to.
If you wanna bring me some copies, I'll slip them around.
I can get you as many copies.
Okay.
So,
I'm just wondering, Kathy, did you say $1,000 to send the mailers out?
Yeah,
And so I just wonder if you're trying to educate, sometimes you gotta spend money to make money, I don't know. I always cringe at those costs, but, I don't know if it would be worth it at the end or not, but
that's
it's
true.
just a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
so is it, did you say, you said it's on the website, you mean the school website? So
Yeah.
people could go to lincolnlinks.com and find it,
Yeah.
information there? Okay.
And the new election notice will be put on there as well. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so everything has to be posted very soon, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, without a local newspaper, we're posting a lot of things on the Lincoln website.
Yeah, or at the post office, or on the front door.
Darcy, is it just if you work here, then we can't promote, or like can teachers help promote, or?
You can, but you can't, promote it as a teacher. You can promote it as an individual, so I think it's a little bit more strict for me, the position that I'm in. But if you wanted to promote it outside, and as just Joni and not Joni working for the school. I know, it's complicated.
Can Optimus or PTSO?
Yeah, I think, PTSO, I'm not sure. I'd have,
Because they're,
because they're affiliated with the school, but.
I think that should just
So
go
any of
out
your
door.
friends, that who are not working for the school, it just is, it's difficult for people that are, working for the school to promote it.
Becky?
PTSO does lobby though, So,
I'm sorry?
PTSO does do lobbying, and that makes me think that they should be able to promote a mill levy also.
Yeah, that maybe, I would have to look into that, I don't know that for sure.
Maybe all the organizations in town, I know that it's late for monthly meetings, but, maybe those mailing lists, you could talk to a chair of a board, you could send it out that way.
And let's see, I've been to the senior center and gave a pile to Diane and then to the veterans center. So we've tried to hit different places.
I can remember somebody saying how devastating it was last time because the word didn't get out, so.
Yeah, and I remember that
Great
2%.
job for, doing what you're doing this time.
Right, and I remember, cause I was living here too, and I do feel like it'd be helpful to get it out there. Just have to be careful on how it is out there, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's a lot, there's still time.
How many households are there? There's 1,000 to 24 voters. How many households are there?
I don't know.
Zach knows.
Yeah, sure,
You go down there and start.
You're
But I didn't say
Billy said, I'm supposed to come and ask you, Zach.
Annette?
How many letters did you write?
Go put them on under people's windshields up and down the street.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that's not a bad idea.
I think it depends on who does that, yeah, right.
Is there gonna be something put on the reader board about May 6th donkey basketball, voting for, or come in and vote for school board?
I think you
I
could
mean,
just
you could
say
keep
that the election is here, but you can't say come in and, vote.
You can't say what you're
election
voting,
day.
voting
You
on.
could just say election day will be held here, this time to this time.
Okay.
You kinda just have to state the facts.
Well, it's a fact that you're voting for.
No, I know,
What
but then
you're-
you
what
don't
you're
wanna
voting
say,
on.
well, come in to vote, cause it,
Mhm. Well.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't like rules.
But it would be good we could put that on there,
Put something
to
on the
say
reader
the
board.
election will take place here at the school library
Mhm.
on this date from this time to this time. So that'll work, yeah.
I think for about the last 2 months, Darcy has election meetings on Friday. For a couple, 4 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
yeah, but they go through all the processes and what you have to watch for.
Right, and it changes all the time. But I thought that I would be able, would be able to go out and promote it, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's just not the case, so. It's interesting.
What do we have?
We're on revisions of board policy.
We never actually got to the vote part.
Oh,
You open up
that's right.
public comment.
That's right, word comment. None? Okay. All in favor of
Kathy advertising.
advertising, sorry, I lost my place there. Advertising positions as they become open, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, any opposed?
Thank you.
Now we're to the revisions.
Okay. The revisions of policies 2510 and 8210. And they have to do with our school lunch program and our school wellness program. When all the policies were put onto MTSBA, there's amounts that have to go into these. And also a statement that the school wellness policy will be formally assessed every 3 years and the results will be posted in an area accessible to the public. And then if you approve these, I just need to know how to get this to MTSBA to put back on our website as updated policies.
Is there any changes to what is there currently, or is it just the same thing, we're just re-voting on it?
It's the same thing, except there's amounts that have to be listed in there. There's that statement, and then on, policy 8210, small purchases greater than 10,000 and up to 80,000 on those small purchase ones. Formal purchase, 80,000. And those were just not put in when it got transferred to MTSBA on the website. So it's just.
Just adding those numbers.
Just cleaning it up, yes, and adding those numbers.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve revisions to board policies 2510 and 8210?
I'll make a motion to approve the revisions.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Scott? Okay, public comment. None? Any board comment? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now it's Becky's turn. Culture Park update.
Annette, your turn. No, I'm just sitting here.
Well, there's not a ton to report. We saw, again, last year, about 45,000 people through the park. And so it continues to be, a destination for art and a nice place to walk. We added on, I can't remember if I told you, we added on 14 acres to the east of the park, through a special use permit with the Forest Service. We have 2 new pieces in there. They'll be 2 years old here. Well, 2 years old this year. So we're working on expanding the parking lot a little bit, changing the entrance, how we go in, so we can get a better count on the people, on our visitors that are coming in. So we're gonna just kind of put the new entrance where the bike rack is currently, and close off the entrance to the toilet, and close off the original entrance, and so they have to go in, and that count is real important to us, to know how many people are coming in and coming out, whether it's a dog or a cat or a deer or whatever. We want them counted, because it's always good when we're asking for money out there. We did not have an education program last year. We hopefully will have one this fall. We are, the biggest excitement that I think we're having at Sculpture in the Wild is May 19th, we have our new executive director coming on board. And she's from Helena. Her name is Erin Ferris Olson. And she has worked in Lincoln before through, during the Envision Lincoln process. She organized the charrette that we had several years ago, and worked through a RD grant, a rural development grant through USDA. So she knows Lincoln quite well. She knows the people of Lincoln, and she is so excited to come and work with us at Sculpture in the Wild and make partnerships where we can with the Lincoln people and the greater area. So I know Annette and I and the board are very excited to have her come in. It will be a full-time position. We thought that was really, really important to have a full-time position, so we could follow up with all the things that we dream about. Sculpture in the Wild is now 12 years old, and we need to continue to find ourselves relevant to not only the community but our visitors. And I think with new eyes and really a wonderful organizational person and fundraiser, she's putting me through my paces and she's not even on the payroll yet. I think I think our vision going forward is going to be much the same, but yet, more inclusive of, again, Lincoln and, the greater area for our visitors. So, any questions, any comments from anybody? That's really about all we've got going on.
When you said there's 45,000 visitors, is that up from last year or the same?
It's about the same. Our biggest year was 2020 with 55,000. And so we're still, and you know, we see them coming in more in the winter, more people in the winter time. We do have the trails groomed. Have like a angel come in and groom our trails with an old snowmobile groomer, and which is really cool. And so, yeah, we're really lucky, and I hope that you all are on the board and at the school are happy to be a partner with us. And when Erin does start her job, we'll have her here in September so you can meet her. We're hoping to have maybe an event at the sculpture park, and we'll let you know when she's going to be there, and we'll have a big introduction.
Do you have any plans of new pieces?
As soon as Erin gets her feet on the ground, it may not be this year, but yes.
That's
we
always
do.
neat.
And there are, so we're gonna go through, there's some maintenance that needs to be done, maybe some that need to come down. And that's kind of the beauty of the small area that we have, and these pieces that aren't really built to last forever. And if they are a safety problem, they will have to come down. So we're gonna size all of that up this year also. So there's some work to be done. Again, we'd really like to have, in September, another education program. It might look a little different than what it has in the past, because we won't have artists, but it'll be fun.
I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah. We did, so Phil Auberg wrote pieces. He's from Helena, and very well known all over with his piano music. He did write pieces for each installation that we have so far. So he's been commissioned to do the last two that are on the new Forest Service side. And then we're commissioning another woman, a musician, to write a couple pieces for the sculpture park. It won't be this year. She had a death in the family and had to deal with that, but she hopefully will come into the school and work with the children at that time too. So we're not gonna forget about you guys. You always gotta come and help us out. So thank you.
And then I had a question for you, because when we did this way back in 13-14, we did a 5-year contract.
Right.
And then I kind of dropped the ball and forgot to tell Carla about it. And got it done, and then Jennifer did one in 21.
Yeah.
And the new one will come up in 2026.
Okay.
So I was gonna put that on
Okay.
Mr. Barnett's schedule for
Okay.
next year.
All right.
So
Yeah, we'll
just
get
a
that done.
heads up on
I'll
that.
try to remember that. And it is more of a springtime sign, or tell me when you would like that sign in 2026, and I'll get it on the schedule.
That would probably have to be in February.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Okay, so this coming February, all right.
Yep.
We can do that. Great. Thank you.
Thanks for the update.
Okay, new business. Discuss approved multi-district agreement with East Helena Schools.
Okay, this is our multi-district fund that we have with East Helena. And we would like to continue it, and it just has to be signed by the board if you approve keeping that multi-district fund.
I had one question on that.
Mhm.
In number 11, the last sentence, talks about provisions of paragraph 13 below. Should that be 12 below, or?
I guess
What was
it's,
the question?
on number 11, it refers to paragraph 13 below, which is, it's governed by the laws of the state of Montana.
Are we just missing a number in a paragraph?
I was wondering if it was supposed to be 12 below.
Maybe.
Should it be 12?
There, look, hang on. East Helena caught that it was gonna expire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just trying to pull it up. Of course, my internet's been really slow today. And I guess whatever makes sense, Kathy, I'm trying to look at the document, but, it's very possible there's a typo. East Helena is approving this tonight as well. So we may wanna approve it and then we could always bring it back for, an edit at the next board meeting.
Okay.
The internet's really, really slow.
I think it should be 12 too.
Just made sense when I heard it.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I think 13 should be on there, cause it pretty much said, state of Montana supersedes anything else. If the participating district terminates it, then the agreement shall be interpreted according to and governed by the laws of the state of Montana, whatever. So basically, whatever they say goes, no matter what the rest of it says, the way I understand it. So I think 13 should,
13,
I don't
that's
think
right.
it's a typo. That's what I don't, but I'm not a lawyer.
Either.
But we can,
Confirm that.
yeah, we can talk to East Helena and make sure.
Alright, so,
I would make a motion to approve the multi-district fund obtaining clarification on that 13 or 12.
and Billy,
Okay.
and do we have a second?
Second?
Alright, Doug. Public comment? Board comment, or? One last.
Was that,
No?
who's second, was that you
I
that seconded?
seconded
Okay.
Scott.
Okay, it's hard. Alrighty, all in favor, say aye.
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 Alright, none opposed. Okay. Next, approve staff letters of resignation. Do you read through them? Do you read through them? How do you-
We'll let you go ahead.
Okay, first we have Merlene Lumpkin. Do we have a motion to approve Merlene Lumpkin's letter of resignation?
And I'll make a motion to approve letter of recommendation.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Doug? Alright, public comment?
Thank you, Maureen.
You're welcome.
Any board comment? Alright, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Next, do we have a motion to approve Loretta Greeno's letter of resignation?
I'll make a motion to approve
board comment? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Say
Aye.
Opposed, none. Next. Do we have a motion to approve the letter of resignation for Stacy Mannix?
I'll make a motion for Stacy Mack.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Doug? Public comment?
I have a comment. Apparently there is a trend of, if you've seen Matilda, Miss Honey is Matilda's teacher and Matilda loves her. And Leah asked me the other day who my Miss Honey was, and I had to think about it, and I said, well, who's your Miss Honey? And she said, Miss Mannix.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Stacy.
Alright, do we have, oh. Board comment, thank you.
I wish you could have been stuck around long enough to teach my boys.
Who else is gonna raise chickens with their kids?
I know, I don't know. My husband asked how many incubators I needed this year, it's like, just one more. We learn percentages and all sorts of things, so.
Alright, all in favor of accepting Stacy's letter of resignation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Next, do we have someone who would make a motion to approve Jackie Grantier's letter of resignation?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
Doug. Public comment? Board comment? Okay, all in favor of accepting Jackie Grantier's letter of resignation, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, next one, approval of staff leave of absence for Danny Fry will have to be tabled due to nepotism. And then, final thing it looks like, discuss approved summer tech contract.
Sorry. It's okay. I just I so appreciate it. I'm such an idiot. One of these days I'll know. Oh, you are? Oh, thank you.
Really low cost for getting that done.
Thank you, Annette. You're just welcome to Lego League.
So, is everybody ready?
Sorry
Okay,
for
do we
yelling.
have a motion to approve the summer tech
Oh, I'm so glad
contract?
you're there.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the summer tech contract.
Okay, Doug, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Public comment? Yes, ma'am, sorry.
What is that? What is the summer tech?
It's when Laura works on all the computers after the students return them and updates them and makes sure that they're all in working order and works with our technology group, K-12, to make sure that they're ready when the kids show up again in August for them to be checked out again.
Is that something that they've always had? Has she always had that summer contract?
She has, but it was a verbal agreement between us,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to clean up a few things so that nothing gets lost.
Okay. That was on my list of things to ask, was a tech agreement, like, do you have something for the school year? Like, how does that, I just don't ever remember going over anything like that, except for when we outsourced it.
And now we've been able to bring it more in-house, and so she does a lot of it with the tech group, and they do it remotely, and she can do it here, so.
Thank you.
We've always had a tech person in during the summer, it's just, but more now, just getting a contract, so it's in place for you guys as a board, so. And when we buy, that's also a time when,
Could you hear all of that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was just curious because I know that was one of the things that I had looked into before and I couldn't find anything as far as, you know, like making sure that somebody has these duties to do that and, I guess crossing the T's and dotting the I's, so I just was curious about that. Thank you.
She was sorely missed last summer during all the young
Yes.
people, because she was absent.
Can I just quickly make a comment on the multi-district agreement that I finally got hold of? I believe Scott is right that paragraph 13 is just referencing the state law.
Alright, so do we have any more comment on the tech contract from the board? Can we get approval for the summer tech contract for Laura?
I
Oh, we
made
did.
a
Oh, you
motion
made,
for that.
oh, where am I at now? Public comment, board comment, approved, or?
Yep, we haven't voted yet.
Okay, so can we vote on this tech contract, please?
Aye.
Okay. Executive session, do we have anything?
See it.
Perfect.
Just one comment though.
Yes, ma'am.
You, for the 4 staff that are leaving us this year, I wanna thank you guys. It's been a pleasure to work with you again, and, I wish you guys all the best.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. And,
This time.
What time is it? 7:56.
okay,
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Alright. And should we vote on that? Okay. Oh, sorry. See, I shouldn't be doing this stuff. Do we have any public comment, any more public comments? No, any more board comment? Okay. Can we vote to adjourn the meeting?
No.
Aye.
Great job,
Brenda can have any more times off.
Sounds great. Okay, and yeah, that sounds great. I have, a doctor's appointment 8:20, so then it'd be absent. I'll call you when I get back.